Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Loot from 1000 Wintertodt kills. So I am recording this after I finished all of the kills already, which is pretty weird. I did want to mention, because some of you guys probably already know, that Ronin did do a 1000 Wintertodt stream, but I wanted to do this as well to add on to his. So what I'm basically going to be doing is using his data as well when I do mine to get some more accurate numbers. What I'm going to be doing is doing some calculations with how much XP you're actually going to be banking if you do 52.99 fire making here, and also if you decide to do from 50 fire making all the way till 200 mil. And I just fucking DC'd. But yeah, I'll see you guys once I reach 1000 kills, and you guys can see all those calculations towards the end of the video. Alright guys, so after a long ass time of doing this, finally 1000 Wintertodt kills. Now there are a few things I do want to mention to you guys regarding these kills, and I'll do that while I'm running back to the bank. So as you guys know, Jagex actually changed how the crates work. They made it so that if you get between 500 points and 1000 points, there's a chance at getting 3 items from a crate. I believe if you have 750 or more points, you can actually get 3 items. So for the majority of these kills, actually probably 99.9% of them, I just did this in the Wintertodt world, and I basically just got around 600 points per game, 550 to 600. So that's how this calculations are going to be based. If you guys are doing fletching and stuff for more points, obviously you're going to be getting more loot from this, but this is what I'm getting from doing 550 or so points. Another thing I did want to mention before I show you guys this loot is that, as I did say, they changed the crates, so these 1000 kills, the loot I have, might be a little bit different if you guys do 1000. So what I'm actually going to be doing is doing the calculations just from the kills I did afterwards. So I did around 500 kills after, so I'm going to be basing the calculations I do over those 500 kills and actually over Ronin's video as well, because he did do 1000 kills from this. So the calculations will be based off my 500 kills and Ronin's 1000 kills, so it'll be based off a total of 1500 kills, which should give you guys some decent math. So I'll see you guys with all of the loot I got from the 1000 kills. So here I'm back with everything I got from 1000 kills. I've mentioned this probably a few times, so I'm just going to say it again anyway. 571 of these kills were before they changed the loot crates. But they buffed them, they didn't nerf them, so instead of saying you guys are going to get less than what I have, you'll probably end up getting more than what I have, which is kind of crazy considering the amount of stuff I actually got. Sadly, I can't actually note the pyro gear, it won't let me, so I'm just going to be showing you guys here in my bank this really quick before we go over everything in my inventory. So I got 2 full sets and an extra top, 3 gloves, and 8 torches. I would have gotten a lot more of this probably after the update, well, more gloves and more torches, so you guys should expect to get more of these, even though they're not really useful. They're both basically cosmetics. I got kind of unlucky with all of these. I've seen people get like 4 or 5 sets doing 1000, but you only need 1 set in the end, so it's not that big a deal. So going to everything I got in my inventory, it's pretty ridiculous. I'll price check it in a little bit, but as you guys saw before, I'm just going to mention this really quick. It comes out to be around 450k GP per hour from what I've seen so far. Of course, it might be a little bit less by the time this video comes out because prices are dropping every day, but it's still a pretty decent amount for consistently AFKing. I did manage to get 27 mil fire making XP from this, which actually puts me at 40 mil fire making XP overall on my account. So a really, really good amount of fire making XP. So for Iron Men, this is actually pretty amazing. The amount of ore you get is very useful. These are nice for adding darts for the blowpipe, and of course you get the gold ore for using for smithing. 10,000 oak logs, 4,800 teaks, 3,400 yews, and 2,200 mahoganies. Yews very nice for money now that you can use the flax to bowstring spell, so it might be worth doing that and alching these if you guys need some money if you eventually do this at like a lower level. So you're also going to get a lot of construction XP from doing this. I'm not too sure if the oaks are going to be worth doing at a higher level, but if you're a lower level, they will definitely be worth it. 213 ranarrs, 191 snapdragon seeds. So a really good amount of prayer pots and super restores, which some people use for prayer pots anyway, so very nice for Iron Men as well. 213 maple seeds, 105 yews, 28 spirits, and 19 magics. Once again, very, very nice farming XP. I'm actually curious to see how much this is going to come out to be per hour, or even overall, because this is a lot of banked farming XP. The dynamite's really useful for doing blast mining as well, if you're an Iron Man, so if you guys are doing mining, make sure you look into blast mining if you get 99 here. Saltpeter isn't really worth anything. You probably just drop that, honestly. Almost 400 uncut diamonds, 2200 raw shark, also very nice. 332 pages. I think they might have increased the drop rate on these, so you might get more doing this. 1.6 mil cash deck. I got 2 tomes. These are both actually in like the last 100 kills I did. So I got pretty lucky there. And I got my Phoenix pet also on 805 KC, I believe it was. So there's all the loot. You guys can pause this and look over again if you want to. I'll just go ahead and price check this, even though it probably won't be as accurate right now because, like I said, they did buff the crates, but still a really good amount. Just expect more, especially if you guys do fletching to get over 1,000 points per game. So I'll see you guys with all of the math. I'm going to go and do that right now. I'm actually pretty curious to see how much this is going to end up being. I'm going to be doing two things. I'm going to be doing 55 to 99 or 50 to 99. I can't remember which one it is, but I'm going to be doing that and 200 mil. So I'll have two different calculations depending on what your goal is. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so here's the math. Please don't be overwhelmed by this, guys. I did want to fit all of it on one page, so I didn't have to go through a bunch of them. Also, I didn't include the calcs on here like I normally do on all the other ones because I wanted to keep it a little bit simple and easier to read for you guys. So if you do want to see how I got all of this, I will be pasting the raw data from my notepad in the description. You guys can read through all that. It's a lot of numbers in calcs, but you guys can check it out if you want. Another thing I wanted to mention is if you look at the very bottom, I used 27,500 kills to try to basically kind of figure this out. So if you get around 30k XP per kill, or if you do more fletching or stuff, obviously these numbers are going to be different. So if you say get 30k XP per kill, you're going to get a little bit less and not have to do as many kills. So I just wanted to mention that as well. Okay, so now what you guys are looking at on screen, the left side is if you do 50 to 99 fire making at Wintertodt, and the right side is if you do from 50 fire making all the way to 200 mil. So once again, these numbers are obviously going to depend on how much XP per kill you get. But starting out on the left side here, if you do 50 to 99 fire making at Wintertodt, you're going to get a pretty decent amount of XP, 200k smithing, 220k cooking, 664k construction, almost 1.2 mil farming, which is actually very nice, and around 660k coins. Now, when it gets very, very crazy is if you guys actually do 200 mil here. Now, I know there's some people that play a lot per day, so I think it would take around 45 days if you do 15 hours per day, which I know a lot of people obviously are going to be doing. I know a few who are doing it now. So if you're an Ironman and you're doing 200 mil, this is basically all the stuff you're going to bank. If you are not and you are a main doing 200 mil fire making here, I did the math for it. Let me check really quickly. From the prices right now, if they don't change, you're going to be making around 273 mil GP. So doing 200 mil here, you're going to bank a lot of money. Even if it goes down, it'll probably still stay at around 240 mil or something like that. So you're going to make a lot here. If you're an Ironman doing this and you look at the right side, you're going to be banking almost 18 mil farming XP, which is kind of crazy. Also 10 mil construction XP. This also counts the oaks. So if you don't actually want to make the oaks with doing construction, you're going to get 5.7 mil off the teaks and mahoganies. So if you guys are actually a new Ironman and you're looking to do 200 mils after max, it might actually be worth now doing 200 mil fire making first, seeing as it'll actually bank you 99 farming and almost 99 construction. Of course, you're going to want to do some Zolra anyway to get some items, but that might cut down your Zolra time a lot, so it's up to you. You're also going to bank around 10 mil coins. So the last thing I want to discuss on here, I'm sorry if I'm going through this pretty quickly. I don't want to drag this out. You guys can pause this and read this, of course, if you want to. So I got around 37.5k GP per kill. So if you get around 12 kills per hour here, which is pretty easy to do in the Wintertodt world, you're going to be making around 450k GP per hour. I believe at the start it was on 750k, and of course the price is dropping, so it's going to be going down. But right now it's still a pretty decent amount. Like I said, you're making a lot of money over time. So that's about it, guys. You can pause this if you want to. The math on this video and the video in general, I think, is the longest time it took me to make a single video on this channel. So if you guys enjoy this, please be sure to leave a rating. It really does mean a lot. Leave a comment if you guys want to see a different loot video that you're interested in. And of course, I'll be making those because I love making loot videos. So hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to be back to doing the Iron Man series now. So hope you guys are looking forward to that. This is going to be the last loot video coming out for a while unless they release something or somebody mentions in the comment something interesting to do, and I find it to be a good idea. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you with the next Iron Man video, hopefully sometime very soon.